Hello, Clive Branson here. Welcome back to the Aliens Master Plan. Today, we're asking one of the biggest questions of our time. Beyond known physics, the UFO Enigma. What you're about to hear shouldn't be possible. Objects tracked by military pilots, moving faster than anything we've ever built, with no wings, no engines, and no visible propulsion. So the question is, are we looking at technology that uses physics we don't yet understand? Hello, Clive Branson here. Welcome back to the Aliens Master Plan. Today we're asking one of the biggest questions of our time. Not what UFOs are, but how they could even move the way they do. Modern aircraft are limited by physics. Speed creates heat. Turning creates G-forces. Acceleration has limits because the human body has limits. But many UFO reports describe something very different. Objects that can hover silently, accelerate instantly, change direction at impossible angles. If true, they're not just advanced aircraft. They're operating under completely different rules. To understand this, we need to understand gravity. According to general relativity, gravity isn't just a force. It's the bending of space and time itself. Everything with mass, planets, stars, even us, creates this effect. And right now, we have absolutely no way of controlling it. So here's where things get interesting. If an object appears to ignore inertia, ignore G-forces, and move in ways that defy known propulsion, there are only a few possibilities. 1. We're misinterpreting what we're seeing. 2. It's advanced human technology. 3. Or it's something using physics we haven't discovered yet. Take the USS Nimitz UFO incident. Experienced military pilots tracked an object nicknamed the Tic Tac that showed no wings, no exhaust, yet outperformed every known aircraft. Even today, there is no confirmed explanation. Now, we have to be honest here. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Many sightings do turn out to be misidentified aircraft, drones, or optical illusions, but not all cases are easily explained, and that's where the mystery remains. Because if even a small number of these sightings are genuine, then we're looking at technology that could redefine physics, change how we travel, and completely reshape our understanding of reality. In this presentation, we're going to explore what gravity really is, whether it can be controlled, the whistleblowers who claim it already has been, and the sightings that still can't be explained. So the question remains, are UFOs breaking the laws of physics, or are they using laws we haven't discovered yet? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're interested in the truth behind this mystery, make sure to subscribe, because this is only the beginning. Gravity explained? Why we can't control it? What if the reason UFOs seem impossible is because they're not fighting gravity at all? What if they're using it? Welcome back, Clive Branson here, and this is Beyond Known Physics, the UFO Enigma. In the last episode, we asked whether UFOs could be using unknown physics. Today, we go deeper, because to understand how they might move, we first need to understand gravity itself. What is gravity really? Gravity is one of the most powerful forces in the universe, yet we still can't control it. In this episode, we break down what gravity really is, and why it may hold the key to understanding UFO movement. From Einstein's theory of space-time to modern UFO encounters, the mystery continues to deepen. Are we missing something, or are we on the edge of a major discovery? Most people think gravity is just a force that pulls things down, but according to general relativity, it's something far stranger. Gravity is the bending of space and time. Everything with mass, planets, stars, even you, creates a tiny curve in the fabric of the universe, and objects don't get pulled, they follow those curves. Imagine placing a heavy ball on a stretched sheet. It creates a dip. Now roll a smaller ball nearby. It moves toward it. That's gravity, not a pull, but a curve. Why we can't control it just yet. Here's the problem. To control gravity, you'd need to control space and time itself, and the only known way to do that is with enormous amounts of mass or energy. We're talking planets, stars, black holes, not machines. Despite what you may have heard, there is no confirmed technology that can turn gravity off, shield against it, or reverse it, not in any lab, anywhere in the world. So why do UFOs look different? And this is where the mystery comes back in, because many UFO sightings describe movement that appears to ignore inertia, ignore G-forces, ignore gravity itself. Let us look at a real case reference, the USS Nimitz incident. So what are we actually seeing? In the USS Nimitz UFO incident, pilots described an object that dropped from high altitude to sea level in seconds. No wings, no propulsion, no visible means of lift. If accurate, that shouldn't be possible with what we know. So we're left with a fascinating possibility. Either we are misinterpreting what we're seeing, or there exists a form of technology that interacts with gravity in a way we don't yet understand. In the next episode, we're going to look at real UFO sightings that continue to defy explanation and ask, are these just mistakes or something far more real? Here are some UFO cases that still have no answer. Phoenix Lights. On the night of March 13th, 1997, thousands of people across Arizona looked up and saw something extraordinary. A massive V-shaped formation of lights moved silently across the sky. Witnesses described it as enormous. Some said it was larger than a football field. There was no sound, no visible structure, just a formation of lights moving with precision. To this day, despite investigations and explanations involving flares, many who saw it remain convinced it was something far beyond that. Westall UFO incident. In 1966, over 200 students and teachers at a school in Australia witnessed a metallic flying object descend into a nearby field. The object hovered briefly before rapidly accelerating away. Police and officials were called, and the area was reportedly cordoned off. Some witnesses later claimed they were told not to speak about what they saw. Decades later, many of those same witnesses still stand by their story, unchanged. Rendlesham Forest Incident. In December 1980, US military personnel stationed in England reported strange lights descending into Rendlesham Forest. What they found was described as a glowing metallic object moving silently between the trees. One officer even claimed to have approached it closely before it disappeared at incredible speed. Radiation readings were later recorded in the area, and official reports were filed. It has since become known as Britain's most famous UFO encounter. Kenneth Arnold's sighting, 1947. In June 1947, private pilot Kenneth Arnold reported seeing 9 fast-moving objects flying near Mount Rainier in the United States. He described them as skipping through the air like saucers on water, a phrase that would later give rise to the term flying saucers. Arnold was an experienced pilot, and his account was widely reported at the time. His sighting marked the beginning of the modern UFO era and remains unexplained. In the next part, we shall discuss UFO whistleblowers, what insiders are saying. UFO whistleblowers. What insiders are saying. What if the truth about UFOs has already been revealed, just not officially? In the last episode, we looked at real UFO cases that still have no clear explanation. Today, we go one step further, because some people claim they already know what's going on. In the last episode, we looked at real UFO cases that still have no clear explanation. Today, we go one step further, because some people claim they already know what's going on. Over the years, a number of individuals, from military personnel to intelligence officials, have come forward with extraordinary claims about UFOs. Some say the technology is real, it's been studied, and it may not be human. One of the most well-known figures is Bob Lazar. In the late 1980s, Lazar claimed he worked at a site near Area 51 on what he described as reverse engineering alien spacecraft. He spoke about a propulsion system that manipulated gravity, a fuel source known as Element 115, craft that didn't use conventional engines. His story has been debated for decades. Some believe him completely. Others remain skeptical. More recently, David Grush, a former intelligence officer, made headlines with claims that the US government has recovered non-human craft. He testified under oath, stating, "These programs exist, information has been withheld, and investigations are ongoing." His statements have brought the subject back into the mainstream. Now, it's important to be clear. Claims, even under oath, are not the same as publicly verified evidence. There is currently no confirmed proof of alien craft, no officially released material that verifies these claims, but the fact that these statements are being made at high levels raises serious questions. Because if even part of this is true, then we're not just looking at unidentified objects. We're looking at advanced technology, hidden research, and possibly something not from this world. And it's not just officials. Many everyday people, including people I personally know, have witnessed objects they simply cannot explain. So the question becomes, are all of these people mistaken, or is there something real behind it all? Anti-gravity, myth or reality? Is anti-gravity real or just science fiction? In this episode of Beyond Known Physics, the UFO Enigma, we explore one of the most debated ideas in modern science and UFO research. Could advanced technology exist that allows objects to ignore gravity, or is there another explanation? Join us as we separate fact from theory and continue the search for the truth. What if the biggest breakthrough in human history has already happened and we just haven't been told? Welcome back, Clive Branson here, and this is Beyond Known Physics, the UFO Enigma. So far we've explored gravity, UFO sightings, and whistleblower claims, but now we ask the question that connects them all. Is anti-gravity real? What is anti-gravity? Anti-gravity isn't just floating. It would mean cancelling gravity, reversing it, or controlling it completely. Imagine a craft that doesn't fight gravity, but simply ignores it. What science says? According to general relativity, gravity is caused by mass bending space-time. And here's the key point. There is currently no known way to block gravity, shield against it, or turn it off, not in any confirmed scientific experiment. Why people believe it exists? So why do so many people believe anti-gravity is real? Because many UFO sightings describe objects that hover silently, accelerate instantly, make impossible turns, movements that appear to ignore gravity completely. Historical claims. Over the years, there have been claims of secret research into anti-gravity. Some whistleblowers have suggested advanced propulsion systems, gravity manipulation technology, even reverse-engineered craft. But here's the reality. None of these claims have ever been publicly verified. Theoretical possibility. That said, physics does leave a small door open. Some theories suggest it might be possible to manipulate space-time, use exotic forms of energy, or create gravitational effects artificially, but these ideas remain purely theoretical. So we're left with a fascinating mystery. If anti-gravity doesn't exist, then how do we explain objects that appear to defy it? And if it does exist, who has it? Because this isn't just about science anymore. It's about what we're being told, what we're not being told, and what people around the world are witnessing. Next, we're going to explore a radical idea. Could UFOs be bending space itself, using something like a warp drive? Do you think anti-gravity is real, or just a myth? And if you're following this series, make sure to subscribe, because we're only just getting started. Warp drives? Could UFOs be bending space? Could UFOs be bending space itself? In this episode of Beyond Known Physics, the UFO Enigma, we explore the fascinating concept of warp drives and whether they could explain the movement of unidentified aerial phenomena. From real physics theories to unexplained sightings, the mystery deepens. Is this the future of travel, or something already in use? What if UFOs don't travel through space? What if they move space itself? So far, we've explored gravity, anti-gravity, and sightings that defy explanation. But now we step into one of the most fascinating ideas in modern physics: warp drives. Normally, Nothing can travel faster than light. That's one of the fundamental limits of physics. But what if you didn't move through space? What if you moved space itself? Imagine space like a fabric. Instead of traveling across it, you compress the space in front of you and stretch it behind you. The object inside doesn't move in the normal sense. It's carried along inside a kind of bubble. Real science. This idea isn't science fiction. It was proposed by Miguel Alcubierre in 1994. The concept suggests a spacecraft could travel vast distances by bending space-time itself. In theory, it wouldn't break the laws of physics. But there's a catch, a very big one. To create this warp bubble, you would need enormous amounts of energy, possibly something called negative energy, something we've never been able to produce. And now think about UFO sightings again. Objects that accelerate instantly, show no visible propulsion, seem unaffected by inertia. If something could bend space, it wouldn't need engines in the traditional sense. It wouldn't be moving through the air. The air would be moving around it. So here's the question. Are UFOs misidentified objects, advanced human technology, or could they be using a principle that physics has already hinted might be possible? Right now, there is no confirmed evidence that any warp drive has ever been built, but the idea itself is taken seriously by physicists. In the next episode, we're going to ask another big question. Could this technology already exist here on Earth, hidden in classified programs? Let me know in the comments. Do you think warp drive technology is possible? And if you're following this series, make sure to subscribe, because we're getting closer to the truth. Secret technology. Could humans already have it? Could the technology behind UFO sightings already exist and be hidden from the public? In this episode of Beyond Known Physics, the UFO Enigma, we explore the possibility of secret advancements in propulsion and flight technology. From stealth aircraft to unexplained sightings, the line between known and unknown continues to blur. Are we seeing something new or something hidden? What if the technology we've been talking about already exists and it's being kept secret? Throughout history, advanced technology has often been developed in secret, from stealth aircraft to experimental propulsion systems. What the public sees is not always what exists behind closed doors. Take stealth technology. Aircraft like the Lockheed F-170 Nighthawk were developed in secrecy for years before the public even knew they existed. When they were finally revealed, they seemed almost futuristic. Now compare that to UFO sighting. Objects that move silently, outperform known aircraft, show no visible propulsion. Could some of these sightings be advanced human technology? Here's where we need to be realistic. Even the most advanced aircraft we know of still follow the laws of physics. They produce heat. They create sound. They are limited by speed and g-forces. So if something truly defies those limits, it would represent a completely different level of technology. The big question. So we're left with a powerful question. If such technology exists, who has it? Is it classified military research? A breakthrough we haven't seen yet? Because if even one of these possibilities is true, then everything we think we know about flight energy and physics itself could change overnight. And this is where your experiences matter. Many people, including some I personally know, have seen objects that don't behave like anything we understand. So what are they really seeing? In the next episode, we're going to hear from witnesses themselves, people who have seen something they can't explain and never forgot it. Friends and family that witness something they can't explain. Not all UFO sightings come from the internet or official reports. In this episode of Beyond Known Physics, the UFO Enigma, I share real accounts from people I know personally, friends, family, and neighbors, who witness something they still can't explain. Are these simple misidentifications or something more? These aren't internet stories. These are people I know personally. And they all saw something they still can't explain.
What is it doing?
What the heck? Guys, it's a freaking
Whoa!
UFO.
Oh
my gosh!
What the
Dude,
is happening?
What is happening?
What is going on?
Oh my gosh, Tom!
Holy shit!
Oh my god, guys!
Guys, is that a freaking UFO? Wait, can you get a good video? Good. What is it?
What the hell?
So far, we've explored science, sightings, and theories, but now I'm doing something different. I'm talking about real people, real experiences, and moments they've never forgotten. Now, I want to be clear, these are not claims of proof, they're not official reports, they are simply accounts from people I trust, people who had no reason to make anything up. My own brother, Paul, and friends told me about an experience late one evening. They were outside clear night sky at a place called Lavernock in South Wales, near Barry, close to the sea. And they noticed a bright object moving slowly at first, but then it stopped completely still, no sound, and then suddenly it shot off at a speed they had never seen before. Gone in seconds. Another friend of mine who wants to remain anonymous. He witnessed a light in the sky, but this one wasn't moving in a straight line. It changed direction sharply, not like anything they recognized. And the thing that stood out most was the silence. Even a neighbor shared an experience with me. They saw multiple lights. A triangle-shaped black object moving together, almost as if they were coordinated. no flashing, no sound. And then they just disappeared. Another friend of mine told me of a time when he and 6 other co-workers were on a building site in West Wales. My friend glanced up and saw what he described as a cigar-shaped ship just hovering in the sky. Suddenly they saw 5 orange glowing shapes emerge from the mothership and fly at high speed away in the distance. But the most convincing witnesses were 2 of my very close friends, James and Ken, going along the motorway one early morning in Somerset, southern England. They witnessed a large 50-foot orange glowing saucer-shaped object just hovering in a field. They stopped the car and witnessed this strange phenomena. It was silent, they said, and after a few minutes they saw it shoot up into the sky, as quick as you could blink, they said. It then performed a zigzag type of movement before disappearing in the distance. Now, of course, there are explanations for many sightings: aircraft, drones, atmospheric effects, and we should always consider those first. But what makes these accounts interesting is that the people describing them are not the kind to jump to conclusions, because when someone you trust, someone grounded, tells you they saw something they can't explain, it makes you stop and think. Are these misidentified objects, or are they glimpses of something that doesn't fit into what we currently understand?
Tell me exactly what happened, Ken.
Well, we were coming back from fishing at Claverton.
Yeah, Claverton.
And we came up to the main motorway.
Right.
Started to go downhill.
Yeah.
I saw this glowing sort of ball.
A ball, was it?
Yeah, like a circular thing.
All right, yeah.
Above the field.
Yeah.
Quite close to the motorway.
Yeah.
So we stopped the car, run up the embankment.
Oh, you actually stopped the car and ran
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Stopped the car.
Yeah.
This is years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Run up the embankment, and we were looking at this thing,
Pulsing, is it?
glowing.
Yeah.
And as we looked at it,
Yeah.
it disappeared so quickly,
Yeah.
your eye could hardly follow it. It went,
Oh, right. Yeah.
and then, right, we looked up in the sky,
Yeah.
right up, and you could see little lights
Yeah.
just
What?
zigzag, going back and forth,
Zigzag.
and then they disappeared.
Amazing.
But
Yeah.
it was incredible.
I bet it was, yeah.
You know, when you mention it, people
Yeah.
say, "Oh no,
Yeah,
you didn't see that." But
Yeah. Yeah.
you will believe in them if you saw
Saw
what
it,
we
yeah.
saw. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
In the next episode, we're going to look at the other side of this story, the skeptics, and why many scientists still don't believe. The skeptics case, why scientists say no. Are UFO sightings really evidence of unknown technology, or are they simply misunderstood? In this episode, we explore the skeptical viewpoint and why many scientists believe most sightings have natural explanations. But even then, some mysteries remain. What if everything we've been looking at has a simple explanation, and the mystery isn't what we think it is, or because not everyone believes UFOs represent unknown physics. In fact, most scientists remain highly skeptical, and they have their reasons. Reason 1, misidentification. The most common explanation is simple. Misidentification. Objects in the sky can be difficult to judge. Distance, speed, size. Even experienced observers can mistake aircraft, satellites, drones, or even planets for something unusual. Reason 2, camera and visual effects. Modern sightings often rely on video, but cameras can be misleading. Zoom, focus, and tracking systems can make objects appear faster, closer, or moving in unusual ways. What looks extraordinary may not be what it seems. Reason 3, natural phenomena. There are also natural explanations, atmospheric effects, light reflections, plasma phenomena, rare but real and not always fully understood. Reason 4, lack of hard evidence. Perhaps the strongest argument. There's no publicly verified physical evidence of Tidor alien craft, Tidor anti-gravity technology, or non-human engineering. No material that has been confirmed and tested openly. Why scientists stay cautious. Science works on repeatable results, independent verification, measurable data. Without that, even the most compelling stories remain unproven. But here's where it gets interesting. Because while many sightings are explained, not all of them are. And that's what keeps this topic alive, because in between the explained and the unproven, there's a small space, like where the unknown still exists. In the final chapter of this film, we bring everything together and diaso and ask the ultimate question: are we close to discovering the truth? Let me know in the comments. Do you think most UFO sightings have simple explanations? And if you're following this series, make sure to subscribe, because the final piece is coming next. Are we close to the truth? After exploring gravity, sightings, whistleblowers, and skeptical explanations, we arrive at the ultimate question. Are we close to understanding the truth behind UFOs? In this final episode of Beyond Known Physics, the UFO Enigma, we bring everything together and explore what the future may hold. The mystery remains, but so does the search for answers. For decades, people have looked up at the sky and seen something they couldn't explain, not once, not twice, but thousands of times. So the question is no longer if something is happening, the question is this: are we finally close to understanding it? So far we've explored gravity, anti-gravity, warp drives, sightings, whistleblowers, and the skeptical view. Now we bring it all together. We've seen that physics places clear limits on how objects should move, yet some sightings appear to break those limits we've heard. Accounts from witnesses, claims from insiders, but we've also seen how easily things can be misidentified, how important evidence really is. So where does that leave us? The three possibilities. Right now, there are three realistic possibilities. 1, misinterpretation. Most sightings are explainable, just not immediately obvious. 2, unknown natural phenomena. Something real, but not yet fully understood. 3, advanced technology, human or possibly non-human. Each explanation carries its own implications, and none of them can be completely ruled out. Modern developments. For the first time in history, organizations like NASA and the AARO are actively studying these phenomena, not as science fiction, but as something worth understanding. With a turning point, this is what makes this moment different. We are no longer relying only on stories, blurry footage, or speculation. We now have better sensors, better data, and more serious attention than ever before. The big question, but even with all of that, the core mystery remains. If something truly unexplained is out there, why hasn't it been clearly revealed? Is it too rare, too misunderstood? Or something being deliberately hidden? Thought-provoking moment, because history has shown us something important. Yet the truth often exists long before we're ready to accept it. And sometimes what seems impossible today becomes obvious tomorrow. Closing reflection. So maybe the real question isn't, are UFOs real? Maybe the question is, are we ready to understand what we're seeing? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Where do you stand? And if you've followed this journey, thank you, because this may be the beginning, not to air. Yulkoksens watatotea, akaile yilde watent you say a need the key dakul wakui. Oh yes, don't forget to subscribe.